YouTube, what's good? It's your boy, Paulus Harris, aka Crazy Uncle. Hey, guess what? This your first time tuning in. Go ahead, hit doggone subscribe button, hit notification bell every time I post up new content. Um, hopefully, uh, I can actually really not have any more interruptions. Uh, for that one person that was actually really watching, I mean, you can come back, but hey, it is what it is. So, out of the case, y'all already know the deal. Wake up, watch Facebook, TV, check my emails, check social media, so-called social media, because I already know that social media is gonna give me 1 or 10, maybe even 20, right? But I did run across this one video, and from a fellow YouTuber, but basically all what he did was is he just took what Dr. Umar Johnson said, and then he took it, and then he broke it down, whatever. So in either case, basically what, the thing with Dr. Johnson is this, some of the stuff that I can be like, okay, I can agree with you on that. But in some of that other shit, what he be talking about, I'm like, dog, your ass is like past motherfucking Pluto. Especially when he starts talking about us being Africans. And I'm just like, okay, so how that work, considering that Africa is a continent, not a country. And I know I've said this plenty of times, right? So, I mean, even if you actually really go to the continent of Africa and then go to any country in Africa, guess what? They're not going to tell you that they're Africans. They're going to tell you that whatever country that they're in, whether it be Egypt, whether it be Nigeria, Chad, Sudan, y'all already know where I'm going with this. So they're not gonna say that, oh, well, we're Africans. We're like whatever fucking country that we were born, come from. But in other case, right, but he goes off, and he was saying some stuff like, well, that these illegal migrants are the future of this country. And then, he goes off to say, you're like, okay, well, people of color. And so let him tell it, it's like, okay, well, it's not including black folks. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone too. So, but my whole deal is, just like I said, y'all been watching my show long enough. Y'all know, y'all see the tattoos on my arm. The tattoos are black. So that means that I'm not black. I'm more of a penny color. And then if I actually really had a penny, I would act like, I could be like, okay, well, here, this is what this is my color. We're more penny color or copper tone, more so than what we are black. Because if I was truly black, right, then what good would it do me to have these tattoos on my arms? What good for me to have this damn shirt on? Where that for the most part you probably couldn't tell the difference if I didn't have, if you wouldn't have told, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference if I had not ran into a gate, because basically this is all what the fuck this is, right? So, but but in our case, right? He went into that long song and dance, and and for the most part, I'm gonna tell y'all something where that what a lot of y'all may not know. since all these people been coming over, I did a show like months ago, and I called it the New Exodus. And then if you actually really look at according to what happened in the Bible, and then you actually really go back and look at what's happening now, this is nothing more than the Exodus, a brand new Exodus. And then how they was in the wilderness for 40 years. And then, y'all already know that they're, like say, they took for them to have water, they took the dew off of the grass and they got the water. And then Yahweh actually really gave them quail. Gave them bread, gave them food, gave them water, gave them, like, you had meat, bread, and water for those 40 years while they was out. And then who's to say that what just happened, what are y'all, and if you, with the Biden and Harris administration, right? They did all these people in. But then when you actually stop and look at it, I'm just like, okay, well, why they let them in? Well, we already know why they let them in, right? But unless everybody gets on the same sheet of music, and when I say sheet of music, I'm talking about this sheet of music right here, right? And I'm pretty sure that I've showed this once before. Now, like say, y'all could, I'm trying to like get it where that y'all can see it, right? And then y'all can actually really pause it or whatever and actually really break it down, the best way that you can know how. And then it's just for the simple fact, if y'all actually really think that I'm bullshitting about this, hell, just Google 12 tribes of Israel. And this shit will come, well, I ain't gonna call it shit, but it will come up. Right? Because here it is. This is what Professor Griff likes to call them, the multi-European devils in action. This is what the fuck they'll do to you. They'll actually really have you believe that, yeah, they from another country, but for the most part, all of us actually really had that one point of origin, and no, it was not the continent of Africa. Because when all this shit went down, it wasn't even called motherfucking Africa. But what I'm saying is this. This probably could be the biggest backfire in U.S. history. Because just think about it for a minute, right? They didn't, for the most part, and I'm just looking at this, right? How the fuck, now that I actually stop and think about it for a minute, right? You meaning to tell me, as violent as the city of Chicago is, you mean to tell me that these people came across the water, traveled up to Chicago, and just motherfucking took over? What happened to all of the motherfucking gangs up there in Chicago? So what? They just said, oh shit, you know what? We're gonna let y'all have it. I find that very hard to believe. Knowing how Chicago is. And it's the same thing in New York, right? Especially Harlem. So again, you mean to tell me that these same folk came across the water, right? Went up to New York, right? And just took over. Again, I find it very hard to believe. But then again, this is what the fuck now are these people? Because I'm just kind of then the shit what they said in Denver, right? Because I saw the video. I'm just like, and see, this is why I know that some of this stuff is bullshit. Because I'm looking at it like this. If you got an AK-47 or whatever the fuck your weapon of choice is, why the fuck you knocking on the door? I mean, come on now, let's really look at this. Why the fuck are you knocking on the door? When all what the fuck you gotta do is either shoot that motherfucker up, kick it in, and then there it is. You can kick whoever the fuck out of there, or you can shoot them up. You're not gonna knock on no damn door, motherfucker. You ain't no goddamn police. You supposed to be Venezuelan, drug cartel or gang or whatever. Cause I'm saying, what motherfucker that's got a gun or an assault rifle ain't gonna knock on the motherfucking door? That's bullshit. This is why I say a lot of this stuff, a lot of it is bullshit. Right? Because I'm just looking at so whatever reason that they would really want to put this shit out here. Right? I keep telling y'all, right? This hand here, they give you this hand all goddamn day long, right? But what did Chuck D say? Beware of the hand when it's coming from the left. Can't trust it, right? But they give you this hand, and they give you that bullshit. And for the most part, we already know who the fuck finna win the election. We already know this, right? Or at least, let's just say that I got a pretty good idea on who's going to win their motherfucking election. Right? So all of this shit, what they talking about, all these motherfuckers that come in, I mean, here's the deal. You got to look at it like this. You didn't, let y'all tell it, you didn't left a land that was full of crime, full of violence, or whatever. So you didn't cross the water. You done came into something that is somewhat peaceful, more than what the fuck that you left, right? And so you just finna just take over shit. Okay, I got it. Fuck games as usual. Right? But then again, I can't, and I'm gonna tell you another reason why I sit up there and say that this is fuck games. Because I remember, first and foremost, people have been coming across that border forever and a day, for as long as I can remember. And I'm 51 years old now, right? But I do remember this one comedian saying, right? He said, look, you want to know how you get rid of the border problem? As soon as they come over, put their ass on a bus and then drop them off at the U.S.-Canadian border. Let the motherfuckers just go on up into Canada. Right? And this was back in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s. So basically what has happened now, this is what the fuck is going on right now. They get them, putting them on buses, and look at where the fuck they taking them. They taking them damn there. It's awfully close. to the Canadian border, especially over there in New York. Denver, not much so. But, but then again, it's like what I said right here. You look at this list, or just Google it. Google 12 tribes of Israel. What they were then versus what they are now. And then you'll understand why when I did that show a few months back, I said, look, this is nothing more than the new Exodus. Knowing that they ain't got no money, so guess what? We finna give you this monopoly money. And yes, I did call it motherfucking monopoly money. August 15, 1971, what did President Nixon do? He took away the Gold Standard Act. So my thing for y'all is this. What is backing up the American dollar right now as we speak? Because it ain't oil, right? That happened back, put like this. That happened in 71. 20 years later, what did Saddam Hussein do? Right? Because they switched it, because they called it the petrodollar at one point. Go back and look at your history. They called it the petrodollar at one time. That's why these motherfuckers went to war back in 91. So 71, and then, matter of fact, I want to say that that was the same year that the Vietnam War ended. And then in 81, I want to say it's Panama and Grenada, the little small countries. And then in 91, it was Desert Storm. 2001, it was motherfucking 9/11. We already know what the fuck happened in 2000. What is that? 2011. Well, actually, if you actually stop and think about it, the war has been going on constantly since 2010. It's been conflict after conflict after motherfucking conflict. And then they sending all this motherfucking money to Ukraine. See, this is why I say it's monopoly money. Right? Ain't nothing backing up this mother. Okay, we gotta watch that one. So it's just for some fact that if you actually really just stop and look at it for a minute, right? Money has no value. And then these motherfuckers on TikTok talking about, give me all your money because it ain't gonna be worth nothing. Bitch, it hasn't been worth anything since August 15, 1971. So it is what it is, people, right? And the only reason, and just to make sure, just in case I didn't make it clear for y'all, I put that list up because are these people really true? Are they really true illegal migrants? Or are they our actual brothers and sisters according to the 12 tribes of Israel? That's what the fuck you actually really got to look at. Now, I already know what Donald Trump is going to do if he comes in office. He's going to shut down the border, which would be a good thing, right? If you want to come over to this country, damn it, you're going to do it legally, right? Yeah, we put you up or whatever, but you're not finna come in and just start taking over other motherfucking shit, right? But then again, if you have to really stop and think about it for a minute, well, guess what the fuck? A lot of these motherfuckers, put like this, go back to the 1700s, or even if not even earlier, right? Motherfuckers come over here, then they the so-called discovered a new land, right? And for the most part, if you actually stop and think about it, you know, what Columbus did back in 1492. So he come over here, and then depending on how long it took him to get his ass back, went back and told everybody, and then what the fuck Ben Franklin and them did like some years later. They came over here, did the 13 colonies, right? Ran off a whole bunch of motherfuckers. A whole bunch of us. Right? So in a sense, this could be payback. Right? But I'm gonna tell you something, you know, my Puerto Rican brothers and sisters, Venezuela, Mexican, whatever the fuck you want to call yourselves, right? Y'all might actually really want to pay attention. Y'all motherfuckers might want to actually really pay attention to this. Really pay attention to it. Right? And then look at us. Really look at what the fuck they call the so-called African American. And be like, well, damn, you know what? We're part of the 12 tribes. And you know, I know right now I probably sound like any other motherfucker, like, well, hey, once we all get together and know what the fuck is going on, then yeah, we go in there and we can change some shit. Well, hey, guess what? I really don't foresee that happening no time soon. But if it does, oh my God. I just hope that I can actually really see it before I leave this motherfucker. So, with that being said, guess what the fuck y'all get to do? Tell your mama, tell your dad, tell Big Dad, tell Big Bertha, your uncle, your auntie, your grandma, your papa, motherfucker next door, cross the street, around the corner. Father's Harris, a.k.a. Crazy Uncle. I'm out.